This is the Jain Parable of the Well, narrated and drawn by me, AJ Sundra. So our main story starts out with a poor man in a city. The guy's just hanging out, and he decides that, oh man, I'm just so poor, I need to move on from this city. So the man decides that he's gonna go ahead and leave the city and find resources elsewhere and try to move on for his life. So the man leaves the city and he enters this forest. And he's just walking around minding his own business. And while he's walking around in this said forest, he is just contemplating exactly what he's going to do for the rest of his life, what's going to happen, things of that nature. Like, oh man, I'm just so poor, it's time to move on. What are my next steps? So he's walking through the forest, minding his own business, when all of a sudden he just encounters this mythical, strange, enormous elephant that is terribly drawn, but still an elephant. And he's just exclaimed by it. He's freaking out and he's afraid, and the elephant just starts chasing after him. So the elephant starts chasing after the guy, and the guy starts running away out of fear that he's going to get hurt by the elephant. And he's running away, and he's like, oh man, I was once a poor man, but now I'm a poor man being chased by an elephant. The elephant's just charging at him. So while the elephant is charging at him, the man is running through the forest and he's just trying to get away from the elephant. And to his misfortune, all of a sudden he now encounters a demon. And that's also a terribly drawn demon, but it is a demon itself. So there's boom, demon labeled for you, and elephant still chasing after him. So the elephant is chasing after him and leads him right into a demon. Again, it's a terribly drawn elephant. There's the man, duh. And the demon, just as a side note, the demon is holding onto a knife. That's an important part of the story. So the man is now encountered by a demon and a huge elephant, and he just turns and runs away from them both. So he runs away and he's being chased by this demon with a knife and this elephant, this huge elephant that's just chasing after him, trying to get him. And the man just notices a huge tree in the foreground, so he starts running and running and running towards this tree. And when he approaches the tree, he tries to climb it, but realizes it's too massive, too big, and there's no rungs to hold on to, so he cannot climb up it. And he just realizes that there's no way he's getting up this tree. There's just absolutely no way. The guy's still getting chased by this demon and elephant. But luckily, the guy notices this well, and this well is just like chilling on the other side of the tree, which he realizes he can't get up on. So the man decides, okay, you know what, we're gonna label the well, but the man just go ahead and decides that he can't get up the tree. The demon and elephant are chasing after him. So what is his only choice? He decides that he is going to jump into this well. So he can't get up the tree, so he decides, oh, yeah, no, I'm just going to go down this well. Oh, okay. So the man is now jumping into the well, down the well. There's the well. Demon and elephant are above, approaching the tree. So in the well, this is where the main story happens. So the man's falling down the well, and he's falling down, and this is a great annotation. Ah! I'm falling! He's falling down the well as he exclaims. And he's rapidly falling, and he's like, oh man, I was getting chased by an elephant and a demon, but now I'm falling down a well. And while he's figuring this out, he notices on the right-hand side of him that there is a branch, and he reaches out and he grabs onto the branch, and he's holding onto the branch. So he's just holding on for dear life. He's like, okay, well, there's a branch. Thank gosh. Okay, I'm okay for once. I'm fine. Whew, all right. So in the well, he's holding onto the branch. He's stuck there. He's like, oh man, how am I ever going to get out of this well? I'm stuck in this well. I'm holding onto this branch. How long is this branch going to be here? What's under me? And he looks down and he just sees a pile of snakes, giant snakes. And then all of a sudden, a giant serpent with his mouth opens up and just ready for him to fall down and eat him. And the man's like, oh man, this branch is going to give away. I'm going to eventually have to fall into the serpent's mouth. What am I to do? Oh boy, this is horrible. Snakes and giant serpents, and this branch is going to give out in any minute. So while he's sitting down on the branch and he's contemplating what he's going to do next, the snakes are still at the bottom slithering around him. There's two little mice, black mouse and a white mouse, that start moving their way down to the branch. And the mice just start actually eating at the branch, and this guy is so upset that these mice are eating at the branch, telling him not to eat the branch. Stop eating the branch. It's the only thing that I'm holding on to for dear life. So mouse 1 and mouse 2, one black mouse, one white mouse, are eating away at this branch. Snakes are still underneath the guy. Guy's still in bad shape. figures that they can't get any worse for him. But guess what? The tree has a giant, bee's nest hanging on top of it, um, which is right above the well. It just so happens it's positioned perfectly. And what happens is the elephant, rams into the tree, gets so angry he can't get the guy, rams into the tree and hits the bee's nest. And of course the bee's nest just falls down the well and it hits the bottom of the well. And the band's like, oh boy, this is probably not good. So he's hanging on for dear life. The mice are eating away at the branch. The snakes are slithering around. And now there's a bee's nest that falls down to the well. Bee's nest, labels, because that's what we need. The bee's nest comes, and all of a sudden all the bees are just surrounding the guy, stinging him, hurting him, making it real hard to hold on. Ow! It hurts so bad. There's tons of bees attacking this guy. There's just tons of them. He's in so much pain. And he's holding on for dear life, and these bees are just agitating him and hurting him and hurting him and hurting him. So as he's holding on for dear life, there's this honey that's just stuck on top of this tree branch, and he's holding on, and the bees are stinging him, and the snakes are slithering, and everything's, just hurting this guy, and this guy's holding on for dear life, and all of a sudden this honey just starts dripping down and just hits his little lips, and he decides, wow, I could really use some more of that honey. That honey's real good. That honey is really good. I really want some more honey. This is, me thinking, wow, what I would do for some more honey. As the annotation says, that honey was great. So, even though my life is terrible at the bottom of this well, that honey really hit the spot. I really want some more. And that is the parable of the well.